Welcome everyone. Today I have with me two exceptional architectural designers whose work doesn't just create and shape spaces, it elevates the way people live. Designer Sneha and designer Shalini. Thank you for joining us. Let's explore the subtle art, craft, emotion, and the choices that transform a house into something deeply personal. Welcome once again. So my first question to both of you is, design is evolving rapidly. When did you personally realize that home design isn't just functional, but it's deeply emotional? Shalini, you want to take it away?
So during my practice,
Right.
it's during the practice only when I realized the clients come and they only tell you one thing. This is our own house.
Right.
We want to invest our emotions into it. We are investing all our savings of the life. So please make this a home like home and not a hotel. Right. I heard this a couple of times from a lot of people, a lot of my clients, and then realized this, the houses, the residences are not just a project for us actually. When we execute it, it's actually the client's emotions that we are executing. So that's when I actually realized it's the emotions really that we are, into it, not the functionality, not the practicality. It's not the design.
Right.
It's their thoughts. It's their feelings. It's everything that they have saved their entire lives. We are investing into it.
Right. Brilliant. Sneha?
I second that. At the very beginning of my career, so I also acknowledge this fact because a person in their whole lifespan, I think twice or maximum thrice, they make their home.
Yeah.
And any space to call it home, it is very emotional how it connects with emotion, I'll just say, because their childhood memories, their experiences, their surroundings, everything plays an important role there. So, when client brief me that I want this thing or I have a personal liking towards maybe, for example, industrial theme, because they have grown up in an army culture and they really like that rawness.
Right.
So they want that thing to be incorporated in their home as well when they're making it's a milestone for them. So, any space can be called a house, but to make it home, emotions play a major role there.
Absolutely. Actually, this army incident recalls me when I had a client and they had collected so many souvenirs of their entire life.
Yeah.
And they just told me one thing, Shalini, we are not giving up on this.
Yeah.
We want you to incorporate this anywhere possible, but we are not giving up on any item. This is our journey of life. We have, shifted, barred from here and there. And this is what we have collected, and this is the memory.
Yeah. So taking a step further from this question that just came to my mind, there are a lot of people who would know what they want, and their brief might have been that crisp. But there might be people like me who would say, "This is my space.
Do whatever you
Do
want.
whatever you want." So how do you cope up with that? How do you come up with ideas? How do you proceed with such a situation?
So, okay, when it comes to the adamancy of a client, we have no option, very honestly. Okay, we have to listen to them because they are paying us.
Right.
But yes, as a consultant, we try to tell them, convey what's right, what's wrong.
Right.
Unless they understand. We all know Indian market. People are well learned. Everything is possible. Everything is there online,
Right.
on internet. So they come up with things that they like on internet and then they tell us, please execute this for us.
Yeah.
But I would like to convey this to actually all the audience we are targeting right now. Some designs are not possible to execute, because they are not from India.
Yeah.
Those designs are from somewhere abroad. Their temperature, their climate,
Practicality of this
culture, material, lots of things matter actually.
Understood. Right.
So, in
I would
India, we already know that.
So sorry to cut
No,
you. I
that's
would
okay.
actually take an example. Like you said, some people do not have any idea
Yeah.
that, how to go about it. So I do have few projects going on. So, firstly, while interacting with them, I try to just, dig deeper.
Yeah.
What really they like. As in, I try to show them different themes. So themes as an approach is different to them. That, what are you showing? So something okay, just explaining you in your language, इनमें से जो समझ आ रहा है choose करिए,
yeah.
so that I understand what exactly
Taste
do
is
you
Their
like.
inclination is.
Yeah, so I'll understand their color palette, what they like, the material palette, what they like, and accordingly, because the more I would know client, it's easier for me
Definitely.
to
To
deliver
execute
that.
actually, yeah, when it comes to people who do not know what to do, I think that's when we are supposed to dig into their emotions.
Yeah.
Yes, that we have to get into it. That this multiple options we are providing you. Whatever you like, just choose.
Right.
Just choose. So they will just randomly, because even those clients are like, they will not give you any inputs on the design. They're like, समझ नहीं आ रहा.
Yeah.
समझ नहीं आ रहा. Okay, ये समझ आ रहा है. थोड़ा समझ आ रहा है. Then again, तो वो वाला जो the start process, it's a bit exhaustive. But I think when we cross that, it's a
Sure.
cakewalk.
So, taking it further, when you walk into a blank space for the first time, what captures your instinct? The architectural flow, the light patterns, the textures, or the potential for introducing fabrics and textiles?
Okay.
So when I personally walk into a space, a blank space, it's a raw canvas. So I first and foremost thing for me is lighting. It plays an important role in a home or any space for that matter, because as long as you have proper light coming in, you have proper entries, you have windows, and the flow is normal there, it's easier to design and showcase and play with the color palette there, because functionality for me, the first thing is lighting, second is your function, the space planning basically.
Right.
And then once these points are tick marked in the chart that I carry with myself in my subconscious,
Yeah.
after that I look around it, there's some visual that creates in the space that ye aisi banke lagegi, and this is coming around, and this will come here, this will go there.
Yeah.
And then the texture and fabrics all come together, because that's how a space gets its warmth.
Right.
And to make any space a home, warmth is very important. So those factors together are very important.
Understood.
And they come as a prior thing once the lighting and functionality is clear.
Right.
Adding to this, I think, spatial planning.
Yeah.
Spatial planning would also definitely include the textures in the fabrics.
Right.
So defining a space, fabrics play a very important role.
Right.
So that could be one of the elements that we would love to, visualize.
Right.
When I enter a space, I would definitely do a spatial planning and then understand what kind of fabrics I should use as an upholstery on a dining chair, sofa sets, probably a TV panel if it's a quilted one. So I think, yes, adding to her for sure. Lighting is very important. Color coding is very important. But zoning, spatial planning, and then having a texture in your mind, the fabrics in your mind, probably we can just, execute a project very nicely, an amalgamation.
I think my next question is proceeding from whatever we had a conversation with. Textiles and fabrics often act as the silent anchor of a room. Has there been a moment where a single fabric choice has changed your entire design story? Shalini, if
Of course, that happens a lot of times, very honestly. The reason is sometimes there are clients who don't want anything on the walls. It's very subtle and very nice. Probably they're going for a Scandinavian where there's nothing on the wall.
Yeah.
So we have this only one option, which is a very small element people underrate, but fabrics actually deeply defines a space.
Yeah, actually,
You
this is the
see?
first thing that you see, isn't it? When you enter a room.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. Nobody watches your walls. I mean, first they go to the sofa and they feel the sofa. Arey, fabric kya lagaya hai, So that's when I think the story changes. Sometimes you can't play with the interiors, but you can play with the fabrics, you can play with the upholstery, you can play with any kind of furniture.
Yeah.
Probably there are times when the clients do not want to change their furniture. So you definitely can change the upholstery,
Yeah. Yeah. Makes
keeping
sense.
it more sustainable.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Definitely. And I second that with an example. So we have recently done a project, and that client majorly wanted to refurbish their furniture. And now we have limitations. And there the anchor was fabrics, because, we were not allowed to change much of the design of a furniture. But accordingly, we gave a complete new look and justified the theme for them by playing around with fabrics and textures around. And it was a great combination that came out.
Yeah, the interiors absolutely changed. The emotions, like we had spoken about already, the theme, a lot of things just change.
Right.
Just by changing an upholstery and a texture.
Brilliant. Clients nowadays are more aware and expressive. So, how do you decode their lifestyle and translate into material selections, color palettes, aesthetics, and the final fabric details? You've spoken about emotion. So, how does it work?
So basically, as in the previous question, we were just exploring this fact to know about the client's background.
Yeah.
So once we know about the client's background, we understand what is their liking, what their vibe, if I would rather use the Gen Z word, what is their vibe all about?
Yeah.
So if some person is completely into Indian traditionalism and they like the luxury touch to it, so we play around with organic patterns. We have some maybe some
Dual
ikat
tones.
print, dual tones, and some loud colors with subtle prints and patterns to it as a showcasing there. And touch of luxury by having this furniture piece, maybe with the brush gold effect or something like that. So that all together creates the whole space.
And the story, right?
And the story about it. And, it defines clients' typology also, what they exactly want. So we have to dig deeper once we know about their surroundings and everything about them. So it's easier for us to get into the details.
Actually, knowing their lifestyle, knowing
It's
their
very
background, knowing their taste, what kind of a house they're already living in is also very important, very honestly, to know exactly what they want.
Right.
But sometimes they want to shift in from that place and have the similar kind of a residence again. So yes, I think the background matters a lot, and that's how we plan to decode. Again, coming like Sneha said, it could be the concepts and the themes that they have already followed or want to follow. Probably it's a neoclassical Indian. It could be a Scandinavian. It could be something very, very subtle, raw. So behind the scenes, we were already talking about, right? Suede, for example. So there are a lot of people who do not want to go for suede, would want to go for a floral, would like to go for a jewel tone. The metallic tones nowadays, you are also having such beautiful ones. So those are the type of fabrics, I think, when we incorporate, probably taste, it matches their taste, basically. It matches their Indian taste, for example. Then coming to the Scandinavian, coming to a very minimal design, something probably textures we can play with now. In the plain fabric, solid fabric, can play with the stitching styles. So this is how basically you decode them, by knowing their background.
Brilliant. So for my next question, it would be more on your personal lines as to what is your design language. I mean, I'm sure Sneha's design language would be different from Shalini's.
I'm sure.
So Shalini, you want to answer this first?
I think Sneha should do this because she's doing a very different thing altogether from all of us.
Right, Sneha, please tell us about your design language.
My design language actually incorporate many factors. So, I personally believe in that the space. I believe in creating the space that reflects your aura. So by aura, it comes your likes, dislikes, your surroundings that we have been discussing throughout the session. And, I completely want to dig into it that a space, whether it's your office, whether it's your home, it should be very calming. And at the same time, I would actually use the word therapeutic towards you, because ultimately, if the space that you're sitting in and you're spending most of your time, if it's not aligning your goals or it's not helping you grow, I think there should be some changes that should be made, because that's your personal space and it should align with your energies. Because so I majorly play around with color palettes. As I said, first thing that I want to dig deeper with the clients to understand them. And along with that, I understand their color palette. I understand what is good for them, what is bad for them. And then Vastu plays an important role.
Right.
That's a key thing that I follow for any commercial or residential design.
Right.
So according to Vastu, many people just say it's a, maybe a Andhvishwas that everybody is following, but I would say it's a practical science. And it's based on the geographical conditions, and every direction has different color.
Right.
So it's not like the Vastu consultant that they are just promoting, yahan pe green aana chahiye, so green is solid green. No, we have a huge color palette of greens, and we can play around in textures, we can play around in fabrics of the
Right.
same color palette. And green means from the soft green to the darkest green, we have enormous amount of colors there, and we can play around. So it's just an example how we
Right.
can incorporate. So that's a vibe. So I focus on creating any space as a space that defines your aura. The moment you step into it, you feel alive, you feel
Right.
rejuvenated, and you feel graced up. So that's my design language
Brilliant.
to do justice with.
Amazing. For me, I think I'm very, practical. I'm very functional.
Right.
I definitely would like to incorporate something which is a monotony breaker, probably a fabric which has a different print on it. Obviously, taking care of the design, the client's background. Obviously, taking care of the taste. Vastu compliance, it is a must these days, and everybody demands it. Actually,
Yeah.
I feel. But still, I'd rather not emphasize a lot on that, but actually the functionality of the entire house.
Right.
Probably you don't have a space in Northeast, but you have to put a washroom. So what do you do?
We can actually have something on that.
Yeah, you can always have the remedies, but what do you do in the planning? You can't really do anything, and I can't make a space look unusual.
Yeah.
So I'm very practical, very functional for that
Yeah.
matter. Yes, Vastu compliance as much possible I would love to incorporate. But I am not very adamant, I'm
Right.
not very adamant on, doing something which is not comfortable for me to see in the planning only. So
Yeah.
how can I execute that?
Right.
So yeah, that's what differentiates my design planning.
I
from
can
a lot of
actually
people other-
recall experience. So there are many clients specifically, they have different consultants. So the Vastu consultant, as you said, it's not practical. So maximum the Vastu consultant, I would rather say they do not believe in practical planning. But when we as architectural designers doing it, that's the core feature that we need to cater, the functionality.
Absolutely,
And then if you start practicing functionality along with Vastu thing to that, you will actually realize that it's a mystic science and everything is falling
You
into
are
place.
absolutely right. I think Vastu has been mistaken and it's a vast
Yes.
topic altogether.
Yes.
But one golden thumb rule which I read somewhere is a good ventilation, natural lighting.
Definitely.
Yeah.
That just corrects all your Vastu, and I believe in that.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Makes sense.
Yeah. If until and unless it's an apartment, I can't help. But if I'm doing something from the land, I'm designing a villa or something, I'll take care of the ventilation and natural lighting.
Yes.
Right. My next question is about Nirmals and the fabrics that you have used in your past projects. Shalini, we'll start with you.
So Neeraj ji, I'm all about Nirmals. Not because I'm sitting here, but
Right.
you know it. All my projects have Nirmals, and the reason behind it is the vast collection, the unique collection, beautiful prints, and the number of fabrics that you have.
Yeah.
And definitely a beautiful experience center you have, Dialogues at MG Road and here,
Right.
Kirti Nagar. So I think you have made this entire space so comfortable. I'd love to get my clients and tell them to just sit here and select it right away, and don't disturb me again. So my experience with Nirmals is very comfortable, I would rather
Right.
say.
Brilliant.
My
Yeah.
experience is quite authentic. So as I said, I believe in that vibe. So you have all kind of vibes
Right.
with yourself. So you have all kind of prints, patterns, textures, everything. You
Yeah.
justify everything. So if I want something in mocha, you have several shades of
Yes,
mocha.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
If I want something in organic patterns, you have
Lots.
lots. Definitely.
Something probably you've never also seen.
Exactly.
Like I said,
so it's always a go-to choice. It's
Yes, yes.
always
Right.
something. that-
one-stop shop,
Yes.
I would rather say.
Yes, definitely. So we'll love to get our clients. We actually love to get our clients here because they see such great variety which they can never imagine.
Brilliant.
So definitely it's always a choice. First choice.
Definitely, you've
Great.
just made a beautiful experience center here at Nirmal's Kirti Nagar.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
beautiful.
In the end, for the fun part, We've designed a rapid fire question for the ladies. Shalini, we'll start with you.
Okay.
Your design style in one word.
I think evergreen.
Most timeless color.
All neutrals.
Go-to fabric texture.
Jacquards.
Most overrated trend.
Contemporary.
Most underrated element in interiors.
Upholstery.
A fabric that defines luxury for you.
Florals.
A design rule you always break.
All. All.
Comfort or aesthetics.
Both.
A trend that should return.
Classical.
Go-to neutral shade.
Okay. I love all neutral actually, but I love white.
Well done. Now, Sneha, to you. Your design style in one word.
Authenticity.
Most timeless color.
Mocha.
Go-to fabric texture.
Boucle is quite trending.
Most overrated trend.
What's I think Art Deco.
Most underrated element in interiors.
Same, upholstery.
A design rule you always break.
I need to think which one do I follow first. So it's the same thing.
A fabric that defines luxury for you.
Again, I think I'm quite obsessed these days with boucle. So yeah, boucle.
Right. Comfort or aesthetics.
Both.
A trend that should return.
Mid-century-ish effect, yeah.
Right.
Mid-century trend.
Go-to neutral shade.
Soft ivory. I love that.
Brilliant. So thank you both of you for coming here, sharing your experiences, telling us about how functionality works, how Vastu works, how Vastu and functionality in conjunction work. So it was really an eye-opener. Thank you once again for coming here.
Thank you for having us.